Hi everybody, welcome again to Mobility Flow Live. Again, my name is Jennifer, for those of you who don't know me, but I'm sure everyone knows me here. So quick little recap of what we're going to do today. We're going to focus on the ankle and the knee joint. So two joints that rely very heavily on one another for support, for movement mechanics, and for stability and control. So these joints are super important. Quick little recap before we get going. You will need a yoga block or some type of thick book, and you'll need some type of towel that you can roll up. Okay, so I'm going to give everybody about a minute or two to just get situated, filtering in, and in the meantime, if there's any questions that pop up, we'll get those flowing in. Otherwise, we're going to go right into it today.
So you got a bunch of people joining?
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, we're going to take about maybe 1 more minute.
Carol's asking, would a yoga strap work too?
A yoga strap will work for the majority of the class. However, I need a towel that can fold and scrunch and go behind the knee, but actually you can use your yoga mat as well. So I'll demonstrate that. So yeah, for you, Carol, yoga strap is fine. It's fine, yeah.
Say another 20 seconds or
Yeah,
so.
about another 20 seconds, and then we're gonna get going. If there's any questions that pop up, I know some of you do have ankle issues, knee issues, so it's important that both of the joints are working well together. If you're currently doing a lot of running outside, this sequence will help you a lot as well with your recovery, and maybe any foot pain that you're having, any knee pain that you're having. And my thing is if you're having foot pain, check your knees. If you're having knee pain, check your foot. So this sequence is gonna go really well together. I think we're good to go? Okay. All right, guys, so we are going to get started right away. So you're gonna come to a seated position. I'm gonna start facing forward and then I'll kind of flip around. So you're just gonna come to a seated position and you're just gonna take your right leg out straight. What you do with your left leg, honestly, does not matter. For me, I just like to have the foot on the floor and just kind of wrap my hands around. So we're gonna start with this right ankle. We're gonna start with rotations. Now this is really important. We wanna learn how to move the joint by itself without the participation of other joints. So what that means is when we do the rotations of the ankle, we don't want the hip or the knee to be moving with it. Then we're no longer just getting into the ankle. So what I'm gonna have you guys do is take your right hand and just kind of hold on to the right hip crease, and then take your left hand and hold the left knee. These do not move. Now you're gonna start by flexing your right ankle, okay? Your toes may pull back a little bit, but think about pointing them more up towards the ceiling. And then from there, you're gonna circle the ankle towards the big toe side of the foot. Now, if your knee or your hip moved, you're no longer just using the ankle. So come on back, set everything, and then rotate in. Now you want to think about pointing your toes towards the floor. So you're going through almost like a half circle. So now I'm going to work that half circle until my toes point almost straight ahead. Then I want to circle over towards the baby toe side of the foot. And then I want to work from the front of the ankle to pull myself up back to the starting position. Okay, we want to minimize the participation from the shin as well. Okay, so we're just going to do a few of these really simple. So we're going to go towards the big toe. We're going to circle down towards the floor, then to the baby toe side of the foot, and then back up to the ceiling. Okay, before we move on to your next one, I want you to really think about the entire ankle from the sort of outer portion all the way to the other outer portion of the ankle. So let's continue with that. So I'm gonna go big toe side of the foot, down towards the floor, baby toe side of the foot, back up to the ceiling. Let's do one more, switch directions. Big toe, down to the floor, baby toe, right back up. Now let's reverse the direction. We're gonna go baby toe, down to the floor. Watch how much your knee and hip are going. Big toe, back up like a flex. Again, little toe, down towards the floor, big toe, back up. Let's do one more. Baby toe, down towards the floor, big toe, come right back up. Awesome. Now you guys are gonna need your props. You're gonna come up to sit on something. So you're gonna sit up on the edge of your block or your thick book, and you are gonna grab your towel or yoga strap if you are using that. So now I'm gonna work with some big toe extensions. I'm gonna be working to bend at the big toe. So you're gonna take your towel and you're gonna wrap it just around the big toe. Just around the big toe. And if you've got a thick towel, it's actually better because it's gonna encourage you to get space from the big toe to the second toe. And then all I'm gonna do is hold either side of the towel with all 4 toes pointing up, and I'm gonna pull that big toe towards me. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like without the towel. So let's just say I have my towel nudged in between the big toe and the second toe, and with all other 4 toes pointing up, I'm pulling on that towel and I'm pulling that big toe towards me. If you do not have a prop, you can always use your hands manually and pull the big toe towards you. We want to get into bending that big toe. Okay, for those of you who have your prop in hand, scooching that big toe, all you're going to do is hold here. Okay? Big toe mobility is essential, especially if you are a runner. If your big toe does not bend, your knee will take more of a brunt than it needs to take every time your foot strikes the pavement. So this is a really important warm-up to do maybe before you go for a run, or even if you are going for long walks, especially on a treadmill, okay? Just hold here. Let's do a couple more seconds on this big toe. It might feel a little uncomfortable, especially if you do have any arthritic conditions in the toes, or bunions like I have. It might be a little uncomfortable. Try to breathe through it. In through the nose, maybe even out through the mouth. Okay, let's hold for 5. And 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and release that out. If you want to kind of move that around a little bit, go ahead. Now we're going to work with bending and pointing at the ankle joint. So now you're going to take your prop, your towel or your strap. You're going to wrap it around the ball of the foot, okay? And you're going to now hold either edge of your towel or prop or strap, okay? Now, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pulling the towel towards you. So I want you to really use your upper back muscles as well as through the biceps. You're going to pull the towel towards you. Now, from the front of the ankle joint, right where it starts to bend, now I want to bend my ankle and I want to pull the ankle towards me. So I'm going to push my heel away from me as I pull my toes towards me. And I'll show you what that looks like without the prop. So I'm pulling, but I'm trying to bend at that ankle. So I'm creating what's called dorsiflexion, okay? Without this ability to bend your ankle, your squats will probably be a little bit too knee heavy. So really think of reaching the heel away from you as you pull towards you, okay? Now we want to go in the opposite direction. We want to point the foot, okay? So I want to keep pulling the towel towards me, but now I want to think of pointing at the foot, okay? If you've got shin issues going on, shin splints, pain in the front of the knee, this will be quite relieving for you. So I'm still pulling towards me, but now I'm pointing. Again, I'll show you without the prop. So I'm pulling towards me as I point. And I want to think of pointing from the front of the ankle. So I'm relieving everything in the front of the foot through, okay? So now we're just going to go for reps, okay? So now I'm going to flex and pull towards me. I'm going to point and move away from me. We'll do 4 of these. I'm going to flex, pull towards me, point, keep pulling towards me, but point the toes away from me. 1 more here. I'm going to bend, pull it towards me. Okay? Still pull towards, but now I point and move away. Cool? Beautiful. Go ahead and release that. Now we're going to start right back at the beginning on the left side. So you're going to go ahead, come up off your prop. Now we're going to go with the ankle rotations on the left side. So now I'm going to take my left leg out. My right leg is just going to hang out. Just for tactile cueing, I'm going to hold the knee and the ankle to prevent them from participating. So I'm going to work those rotations. So I'm going to move now towards the big toe side of the foot and just start to watch. Am I trying to move my shin? Am I trying to turn my hip joint in? Really important. Circle down towards the floor, then towards the baby toe and pull up. I even like to stare at the ankle. It helps me. Go to the big toe, all the way back up. 1 more here. Actually, sorry, 2 more here. go towards the big toe, circle down towards the floor, baby toe, come back up, find the bend in the front of the ankle. One more, then we'll switch directions. Big toe, point, little toe, back up. Again, watch how much you want to participate with your knee. Let's go the opposite direction. Baby toe, point down towards the floor, big toe, circle all the way back up. Okay, again, baby toe, point, big toe, on up. Two more, baby toe. For me, I really struggle on this side, big toe coming up. I really want my knee to go, so I gotta go a little slower. One more, baby toe, big toe, bend, come on up. Awesome. Now we go back to our props. So I'm gonna come back to my seated position. I'm gonna grab my prop. I'm gonna extend my left leg out. Now I wanna nudge that in my toe. If you've got bunions like me, this is gonna be quite tough because your big toe is moving over towards that second toe, so it's really hard to nudge that in. Why it's so important. Okay, so once I get that in there, now I wanna work that big toe extension, which basically means bending the big toe. So I'm gonna point all 4 other toes up to the ceiling, but then I'm gonna pull on that big toe only. Really pull, guys. Don't be afraid to pull really, really hard. I want you to feel like you're taking the big toe from the bone and trying to create a bend. So keep pulling towards you. Try to hold, not hold your breath if you can. And just think about getting that big toe to bend. It's so hard for me because I have bunions. Pull. Let's hold for another 10 seconds. Get that big toe to bend. Good for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. All right, so now we're gonna go into our bending and our pointing, okay? So now I'm gonna wrap my prop around sort of the ball of my foot. I'm gonna hold my prop on either side, but I'm gonna continuously pull towards me, okay? Now I wanna bend the ankle or dorsiflex the ankle. So from the ankle joint, I wanna pull. So I want to think that I'm reaching my heel away from me, but I'm pulling my toes towards me, and I'm continuously pulling on that towel. Okay? Now I want to go into that plantar flexion, or that point. So now I want to point the toe, almost think of going up and over, okay? But I'm still continuously pulling the towel towards me. Again, I dorsiflex, so I bend. I plantar flex, I point, okay? 2 more like that. I bend. Good. And then I point. Good. One more here, guys. Really feel the ankle moving as opposed to the knee or the hip. Bend. Last one here. I point. Awesome. Okay, go ahead and get rid of that. So now we're going to do something called an ankle matrix, where we're going to be building mobility in the entire ankle, from the big toe side to the little toe side of the foot. So I'm going to show this front and side. So we're going to start with something that would be a little bit easier for most people. You're going to start almost in like a lunge. So I'm going to step my right foot forward, but I'm going to be in a teeny tiny lunge. So knee on top of hip, torso should be hovering over, left knee under left hip. Now I'm going to focus on this ankle here, this right one. Try to curl the back big toe under. Now all I'm going to do is, using the weight of my torso, I'm going to lean forward a little bit. Just creating a little bend in the ankle. I'm using the weight of my torso to lean. Okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and shift back. Do that one more time. I'm going to lean forward. Heel must remain on the floor. If the heel lifts off, you've gone too far. You want to bend just at the ankle. Go ahead and lean back. Okay? So again, let's do one more like that. I'll face forward. I'm going to use the weight of my torso to bend. Okay, good. And then I'm going to come on back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that ankle and we're going to make it like a ballerina foot. So it's turning it out almost to like, maybe like a 25-degree angle, maybe. Okay, now I want to think of bending my knee or moving towards the baby toe side of the foot. So I'm going to shift towards that baby toe side of the foot. Okay, again, I'm using the weight of my torso to lean, and I want to think that I'm trying to get into the baby toe side of the ankle. Lean back. Do it again. I'm gonna go and lean. Come on back. One more here. I'm gonna lean. Good. I'm gonna come on back. Heel must remain on the floor. Now I'm gonna take my foot and I'm gonna pigeon toe it, meaning I'm gonna turn the foot inward. So now I wanna get towards the big toe side of the foot, okay? This is usually the crankiest part of the ankle for most people. So now I wanna do the same thing. I wanna bend. It might feel like a lot of compression. It should. It's a compression joint, okay? I'm gonna lean back. Again, I'm gonna go get into that big toe, side of the foot. Come on back. Again, I'm gonna lean, use the weight of my torso. Good, come on back. One more here. I'm gonna get into that big toe and come on back. Beautiful. All right, now we're gonna deepen this a little bit. So now what I'm gonna encourage you guys to do is walk your right foot in a little bit closer to the left knee, and I want you to actually see if you can sit your left hip on your heel with your left big toe curled under. This might be uncomfortable for some people. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's uncomfortable for me too. So now we're gonna go kind of back and forth into a little sequence. So I'm gonna take my arms out to the side, okay? And now I'm gonna use my torso to bend forward, okay? Heel stays on the floor. Now I'm gonna go forward into like a lunge. So I'm gonna step my right foot forward, and now I'm gonna lean on forward, okay? Knee may surpass toes, fine. Then I'm gonna come on back, sit the left hip back to the left heel, come back to the starting position, okay? So I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna lean forward. Now I'm gonna lunge and lean forward. One more here. I'm gonna use that left big toe to prop me back. One more here. I'm gonna lean, then I'm gonna step, and I'm gonna lean, and then I'm gonna come on back, and I'm gonna sit. Cool, simple enough. Now we're gonna do everything on the left side. So we're gonna start back with that ankle matrix on the left side. So, right knee under right hip, left knee on top of left ankle, starting in my lunge. Back big toe curled under. So now all I'm gonna do is get into the center portion of the ankle. So I'm just gonna lean my torso forward. Okay? You might notice that one ankle is more movable than the other. Normal. Okay? Lean back. Again, I lean on forward. I come on back. Two more there. I lean forward. I come on back. Heel stays on the floor. Last one. I come on forward. And then I go back. Now, ballerina my foot. Turn it out. Knee will go with it. Hip will go with it as well. Now I want to bend towards that baby toe side of the foot. Come on back. I bend. Baby toe side of foot. I come on back. Again, baby toe side of foot. Come on back. One more here. Baby toe side of foot. Come on back. Now I pigeon toe. Turn it in. From here, big toe side of foot. Heel will want to pop off on this one, guys. Keep it on the floor. Lean back. Good. Again. Lean. Come on back. Cranky shins. Do this. Lean. Come on back. One more. Lean. And come on back. Okay? Now I'm going to go into my sort of sequence. So now I'm going to come back to having my ankle sitting straight forward. I'm going to sit my right hip on my right heel. I know it's uncomfortable. Bear with it. Breathe. Arms out to the side. I like to make fists. I'm going to lean forward into my torso. Feel like I'm pushing my thigh forward. Then I'm going to prop forward into my lunge. Step and lean. Let that knee surpass the big toe. Use the right big toe. Step on back. Sit. Lean. Step. Shift. Last one here. I sit back. And then I lean forward. Then I step. And I lean. Come on back. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to come to a position where you're going to bring your big toes together and you're going to try to sit your hips on your heels. So plantar flexion sit. For some of you, this might not be plausible. This might be a little bit too much for the toes, a little bit too much for the ankle, a little bit too much for the knees. Feel free to come on forward like so. Or like so. or like so. 10 seconds here. Breathing in and out of the nose. Okay, now the dreaded big toe sit. Most people hate this. I hate this. It's helped me a lot with my foot pain because of my bunions. So now I want to curl the toes under and I want to sit my hips on my heels. Took me about, I don't know, months to be able to sit here for at least 30 seconds without dying. Again, if this is too much, feel free to come forward. I just want you to prioritize curling the toes. Feel free to come here. Feel free to come here. Okay, we got about 20 seconds left here. If you have to come out of it, feel free to come out of it. I want you to feel like the arches of your foot are getting a deep stretch. If you're struggling with any type of heel pain, plantar fasciitis, this is the position you want to try to get good at. Breathe through it. A couple more seconds. All right, and then we're going to go into some knee stuff after this. Let's try 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Yeah, not easy. All right, guys, beautiful. So now we're going to go on to some strengthening exercises for the knee. That's also going to stabilize the ankle as well. So you're going to need your prop. You're going to need something to sit on. So for those of you that are using a yoga strap, what you'll actually need to do is you'll need to roll the top of your mat up. Actually, I would probably encourage everybody to do this, but if your mat doesn't roll, then you're going to need your prop to shove behind your knee. But let's all kind of be level playing field, so let's come on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my mat up, that when I go to sit up on my prop, I'm going to roll my mat up enough that it hangs out behind the back of my knees. Cool? So give everyone a second to do that. So roll it up enough that you've got a big fold behind the backs of the knees. Okay, so we're gonna work with some activation work of the legs before we go into some strengthening for the low body. Okay, so now I wanna try to find the 3 main quad muscles. We think we have one quad muscle, we don't. So we're gonna try to find all of them. So first thing I'm gonna do with my right leg is I'm gonna flex my foot. And for those of you who are free runners, you should know how to create tension by now. You should be really good at it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create tension along the entire quad. So I'm going to bring my hands to my waist. I want to feel like I'm hollowing my abdomen a little bit, and I'm going to flex my foot and contract my quad as hard as I can. So when I touch my leg, my quad muscle is contracted. And we're going to flex, we're going to hold. So this is an isometric tension-based hold. So now I want to feel like my quad collectively, probably the entire quad. And I'm going to hold here. And it should feel like you're creating so much tension that your leg is filling with blood, that it feels heavy, that you kind of want to stop. Okay, now I want you to relax that. Now you're going to turn your foot out to like a 45-degree angle. And now we're going to try to find the inner portion of the quad. So if you were to take your right hand and cup it around the right knee, you'll feel what we call the teardrop muscle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flex again, and I'm going to contract that quad. And if I take my hand to the inside of the leg, I should feel that quad contracting on that inside portion of the leg. Okay? And I'm going to hold that there. And if you're contracting enough, your leg might start to shake. That's good. All right, relax. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my foot inward to like that pigeon toe again. Now I'm going to try to find the outer portion of the quad. So the muscle that goes towards the outside of the knee, okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to contract. So I want to feel like I'm pushing my quad down. Now as I contract, I'm trying to find that lateral or outside portion of the quad. I'm going to hold there, contract, 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 contract. You can even look at the leg if you want. You can even touch it if you want, if that allows you to connect better. Hold and relax. Very good job. Beautiful. Now we're going to try the left leg. So starting with the leg or the foot pointing straight up, the toes pointing straight up. Now I want to feel that collective quad. So now I'm going to contract. So I want to feel like I'm pushing my quad down into the floor. I'm feeling that tension build. The muscularity is starting to understand that we're going to use it. Hold. Right leg stays relaxed. Good, relax. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go to that 45-degree angle. Now I want to find that teardrop, the inner portion. I'm going to contract. I'm going to find that inside portion of the leg. Good. I'm going to contract. You may even feel it all the way up the inner thigh. Hold. Good. Let your legs shake. Relax. Now I'm going to go inside of the foot. Okay? Feel the tension in my abdominals. Now I contract. And I want to find the lateral outside portion of the leg, the muscles on the outside of the knee. Contract. Should feel like work. Good, 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 good. Hold. Good. And relax. Awesome. Beautiful. All right, now that we've got some blood in our legs, let's use this. So unravel your mat. You're going to come up into a lunge. You're going to need your prop again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my block. I'm going to put it underneath the left knee. I'm going to step my right foot forward like a lunge, and I'm going to come on up. All the prep work that we've done today is going to help us with this portion of the class. So I want to get into that back big toe. I don't want to sickle the ankle, meaning having the ankle collapse. I want it to be nice and neutral, nice and straight. And I want to think that I'm trying to push my right foot down through the floor. Okay? Now, like we've been talking about with hips, I want to scoop the left butt cheek underneath me. Okay? Now we're going to do some isometric holds. Okay? So you're going to push that foot down into the floor. Your arms are going to be alongside of you. I like to make fists. And then all I'm going to do is push down into that right foot. I'm going to hover my back knee up off the block. And I'm going to hold for 5, 4. Let your leg quiver. Let your ankle shake. Keep your right big toe on the floor for 2, 1. Now with nice control, use the back leg to lower down until your back knee taps the floor. Then you're going to lean your torso forward. So you're in a diagonal. Shoulders and hips diagonal. Now we're going to get into that back hamstring. So now what I'm going to do is as I push my right foot into the block, I'm going to pick my left big toe up and I'm going to pull my heel in towards the butt as much as I can. And I want to feel like I'm giving my hamstring a Charlie horse. I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to drop those toes, curl them under, and I'm going to lean back. Cool? We're going to repeat this. Not easy. I want you to create so much tension that your legs actually start to quiver. So back in the starting position, scoop the left butt cheek underneath me, push off the right foot, lift and hold that knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With control, lower down. Don't just plummet the knee. Again, lean forward. Pull that heel up towards the bum. Find the hamstring for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down, lean on back. Good? All right. Keep going. Not easy. Scoop the butt cheek underneath you. Lift that back knee. Woo, might lose balance. Lift that back knee. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower with control. Lean forward. Pull the heel up to the bum. Contract for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down. Lean on back. Beautiful. All right, guys. Go ahead and release that for a second. Give your legs a little shake. Take a moment to breathe. All right. Now we're going to stay working with the right leg. Okay? So now you're going to need your prop. This is optional. For some of you, you might want to have the prop underneath the foot. You might not want to. Depends on how stable and balanced you actually feel. So, staying with the right leg, what you're going to do now is you're going to take your right foot and you're going to prop it up on the block. Okay? You're going to shift your back knee back a little bit and you're going to grab the outsides of your ankle. For some of you, you might feel really imbalanced here. You can do this exact same thing without the block under the foot. But I definitely encourage you to try to put that block under the foot because again, we're focusing on the knee and the ankle. They work together to create a balanced and stable structure. So as I hold the outside of my ankle, you're gonna feel how the ankle wants to wobble. You're gonna try to keep that big toe on the floor. Now, as I hold my ankle, what I'm gonna try to do is actually pick my back leg up. I wanna think of pulling my chest forward and lifting from my back leg. Your ankle's gonna wobble. I want you to feel it wobble. Keep trying to pull your chest forward. Now with nice, strong control, start to bend your back knee until it actually comes down to the floor. Not easy. We're gonna try that again. Pushing off your front foot, pick your back leg up, pull your chest forward, keep the big toe on the block. Carefully bend that back knee, lower down. Good. Again, we're gonna push off that front foot, pick that back leg up, keep pulling your chest forward, hold. Good, and then start to bend that back knee and lower straight on down. Beautiful. Take your time to come up off of the block. Whew. Not easy. I definitely encourage you to try this on your own and do like a million of them. But for video's sake, we're only gonna do 3 each side, but when you do it on your own, do like, as usual, 3 sets of a million. Cool? All right, so now we're gonna try the other side, okay? So we're gonna go back into the knee, or excuse me, the block underneath the back knee, okay? So, block underneath right knee, left foot stepping on forward, back, big toe curled under, prop yourself up, okay? So I'm gonna try those isometric holds. So I'm gonna scoop the right butt cheek underneath me, arms alongside of me. I'm gonna push off that front foot, I'm gonna hover that back knee. Try to stay nice and strong, nice and relaxed through your entire body. If you have to lean your torso forward because it makes you feel more stable, that's fine. Otherwise, be nice and upright and keep scooping the butt. Now with nice control, lower on down until your knee touches the block. Now we lean forward. Now I think right hamstring, I'm gonna pull that heel towards the bum. You might even get a Charlie horse, okay? That's a good thing actually. It means that your muscle knows how to hold tension. Good, for 3, 2, 1, drop on down, lean back, scoop the butt underneath you, push off your front foot, lift, hold, 5, 3, 1, with control, lower on down, go ahead and lean the torso forward, pull the heel to the bum, contract for 5, 3, 1, lower down, one more here, lean on back, scoop the butt cheek underneath you, push off your front foot, lift, hold. Think of steadiness, especially through your front foot. Push that foot into the floor. 2, 1, with control, lower down, lean on forward, now hamstring, pull it in. For 5, really think of trying to touch your heel to your bum. 3, 1, lower down. Beautiful, lean on back. Great job, guys. All right, so now we're going to put the foot on the block. So, or the floor if you're not using the block. So left foot, here I go. I'm gonna step the foot. I'm gonna shift my back knee back a little bit so it's easier to lift up off the floor. Grab my ankle, left big toe on the block. Now, I'm gonna work to lift that back leg up. Pull my chest straight ahead. Feel my foot heavy in the floor, feel my ankle wobble. Now I slowly start to bend the knee, tap it down. Again, pick that back leg up, pull the chest forward, try to straighten the leg as much as you can in the back. Bend the knee, tap it down to the floor. Last one here, pick it up, pull the chest forward. Good, 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 good. And bend and touch. Awesome, beautiful. Come up off of that. Beautiful, take a little break. Okay, so before we move into our cool down, we have one last thing. We're gonna come to stand up. And you're going to need your prop for this. So go ahead and prop up on your feet. Grab your block. So one of the things that's out there in the medical world, fitness industry, is to never let your knees go over your ankles or your toes. So this is one of those myths that bugs me a lot because it's part of the problem as to why a lot of us don't have healthy knees and ankles. If our knees didn't go over our toes, we wouldn't be able to walk up and down stairs. So if you out there are having pain in your knees when you walk up and down stairs, oftentimes it has to do with your ankle. So we're going to address that right now. For those of you who have balance issues, you might want to go over to a wall and hold the wall. Okay, I'll demonstrate with or without. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your block. Let's put underneath our left foot to start. So I'm going to put my left foot on the block, and I'm going to show this facing forward, and I'm going to show it facing sideways. Okay, let me step back a little bit so you guys can see better. Okay, so now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do something called a knee dominant single leg step down. So a lot of you have heard of step downs, and this is where we actually have our butt go back behind us. But today we're actually going to have our knee track forward. So I'm actually going to flex my right foot, and I'm going to bend at my knee and my ankle until my heel actually taps the floor and my knee is actually bending forward. Then I'm going to push off that foot and come back up. Let me show you from the side. And I'll actually show you on my right foot so you guys can see. So what I'm actually doing is instead of sitting back in the bum, see how my bum goes behind my knee? Now I'm actually going to be sitting forward. So as I sit forward, now my knee goes forward, which is the same action that happens when you go downstairs, okay? Which is oftentimes where people have the most pain, when they go downstairs, okay? So we're gonna try 10 repetitions of these on both sides. If you have any questions, prop them up now. But what I want you to think about are priorities that I want you to try to maintain is your heel on the block. If when you go to step, in order to have your heel hit the floor, you have to pull your back heel up off the block, you've gone too far. So that means that your heel won't actually come to the floor. Okay? You might just be here. Okay? If balance is a problem, go put your opposite hand on the wall. Other thing I want you to look out for before we get into this is if when you go to tap your heel and the knee on the block collapses inward, you've lost some strength in the hip. So I want you to use control. Nice control as I tap, knee points straight ahead, then I push up and come on off. Cool? Can we give this a try? Perfect. We're gonna try 10 repetitions each side, and then it gets into the good stuff, I promise. Okay, so let's start with the left foot on the block. You can start on your right too, doesn't matter, you can do both sides. So I'm gonna start with my left foot on the block. I'm gonna think about my priorities. I don't want my knee to buckle, I don't want my heel to lift, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flex, and then here I go. I'm gonna bend. I'm gonna tap for 1, push up. I'm gonna bend, tap, push up. Bend, tap for 3, push up, bend, tap for 4, up, bend, tap for 5, up, bend, tap, woo, for 6, up, good, bend, tap for 7, up, bend, tap for 8, up, good, bend, tap for 9, up, good, bend, tap for 8, up, ooh, that was 10. Can't count, beautiful, there you go. So 10 on that side, beautiful. Now we're gonna switch over to the other side. Now if you felt this a lot in your ankles, you felt like your ankle was doing a lot of the work, good, it means that it needs to bend, so your knees don't do as much work. So let's try the other side. So I'm gonna put the foot on the block, okay, and then here I go. I'm gonna tap, push up, tap, push up, good, tap, push up, tap, push up, good, tap, push up, 5 more, tap, push up, tap, push up, and tap, push up, last 2, tap, up, last 1, tap, and up. Beautiful. So, good thing we actually have time today. We're gonna try 1 more set each side, okay? And then make a little mental note. Did one side feel easier than the other? Did one knee not want to bend or cooperate as much? Did one ankle feel really heavy? Doesn't mean anything's wrong. It's just important to take little notes of these because sometimes you can learn a little bit about why your body is doing certain things. So let's switch on over. Let's try one more set each side and then the good stuff comes. So left foot on the block. Here I go. I'm going to tap. Up. Tap. Make sure your knee is tracking forward. Up. Tap. Up. Tap. Up. Tap. Up. Halfway. Tap. Up. Tap. Up. 3 more. Tap. Up. 2 more. Whoop. Tap. Up. Last one. Tap. And up. Beautiful. Whew. Don't worry if you're having a hard time with that one. Okay? But for those of you who have pain going up and down stairs, this might fix the problem. Alright, let's try the other side. Right foot on the block. Here we go. Tap. Up. Tap. Up. Tap. Up. Tap. Up. Tap. Up. 5 more. 5. 4. 3. And 2. And 1. Beautiful. All right, guys. Now the good stuff. Go ahead and come on down. Grab your towel or yoga strap, perhaps something to support the back of the head. We're going to go lie down on our backs. Now, one of the most important components about a knee is hamstrings, okay? So we strengthened the hamstrings before, let's release them. So go ahead and come down onto your back. Take your prop, keep the left foot on the floor to start. Clasp the towel around the back of the right foot and proceed to straighten the leg as much as you can. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, and I'm going to emphasize this because it's really important. Hamstrings are not as pliable as your quads. So if you're starting to feel any pain in the back of the knee or right at the base of your bum, this is your hamstring trying to tell you either A, I'm too tight to handle this stretch, or B, my hamstring is actually too overstretched that you're pulling on me way too much. So if you're feeling pain in the back of the knee or the base of the bum, I definitely encourage you to bend your knee. Relieve the hamstring a little bit. For some of you, your leg will not even straighten because your hamstrings are tight. That's fine. Now, if I can remain with my bum on the floor and my leg is straight, I can proceed to slide my left leg out straight on the floor. But that is only if you can maintain the right leg straight, your lower back feels okay, and you're not feeling pain in the back of the knee or the base of the bum. Otherwise, you stay here. Feel free to keep that bend in the knee, which I'm going to do because my hamstring is a little overstretched. And I'm going to hang out here. Or maybe you want to be more relaxed and you actually prefer to bend your knee. Try to let your shoulders come back onto the floor. Maybe even close your eyes if that feels okay. And let's take a few breaths here. And again, you'll decide, do I want my leg to go straight? Do I want to slide my bottom leg out? For some of you, this might feel really tough because your hamstrings are cranky. Don't worry. If you haven't already done so, put the left foot back on the floor, bend the right knee, go ahead and release your prop, and just give your right leg a little time to shake out, shake out, shake out. Okay? Same thing the other side. Take that towel, wrap it around the ball of the left foot, proceed to take your leg up. Now again, does your leg want to straighten? Does it not? Okay? You go with what feels good to you. If you feel pain in the back of the knee or right at the base of your butt, that's not good. It's your hamstrings saying, stop pulling on me, or I'm already pulled on past my breaking point, stop pulling. So you're gonna put that bend in the knee, okay? Really important. You don't wanna overstretch your hamstrings. Could be part of the reason why your knees hurt, so don't be afraid to put a bend in the knee. Now, if only my leg is straight and I can keep the butt on the floor, then I can proceed to slide that right leg out straight. If not, I keep it on the floor. Try to let my shoulders draw back. Again, feel free to be here with the foot on the floor. Feel free to bend the knee. Maybe you can close your eyes. Take a few relaxing breaths. And again, if your leg is straight and your right leg is out straight, then go ahead and proceed. Put the right foot on the floor, bend the knee, go ahead and release the towel or the strap. Go ahead and give your knees a little hug into the chest. Maybe you can cross your ankles over one another. Give your knees a nice little pull in. Maybe switch the other ankle over. Give the knees a little pull in. And if you're feeling kind of relaxed where you are, you can have your feet flat on the floor and you can just take a moment to close your eyes and stay here. Otherwise, take a moment, maybe prop yourself on up. Great job, everybody. If you have any questions or concerns, do we have a few moments to take questions? Or
Yeah, I got like 2
yeah,
minutes.
so we have a few minutes actually to take some questions. We are going to cut off though at the hour point because this won't record properly if it's over an hour. So if you want to ask some questions, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me again today for Mobility Flow Live. Again, any questions, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, take care of yourselves and each other.
A lot of people say that was great. Thanks.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll just wait a minute or so.
Yeah, we'll just wait a minute or so for questions. Otherwise, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Mhm.
No questions?
No, it looks like everybody loved it.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. See you next time. Have a good day. Bye.